Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. They'll play this one here in Cleveland before the Cavaliers head back on the road.
And it's the last time they'll see these guys. A 2-game season series, and after losing that first one, I'd expect them to play with a little extra added motivation.
Going winless against any team is not your desire. I mean, no matter how many or how few times you face them, that's not something you want on your ledger. That'll be motivation enough for them today, all by itself.
Now, here's Mobley. Towns. Reed with the block. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. And Clark, the debate around Karl Anthony Towns. Is he the greatest shooting big of all time?
Well, look, if you just want to go numbers, it's an emphatic yes. No 7-footer has ever shot it like Cat. Around 40% from 3 over his career. That's not just a 1 or 2 season deal. That's a multi-year career. So I say yes.
Outside, Towns. And the 3 off target. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Sunvold. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Outside, KD. 6 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Hands it from downtown.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
Outside, Towns. Mobley outside. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
First bucket for this offense, 1 of 4 to start the game.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kenny Atkinson and I got a chance to talk for just a bit. Now, I talked to him about the challenge of trying to stop Kevin Durant. Coach said it's about not letting him get into a rhythm. I told the guys they need to focus on staying in front of him and trying to contest everything. Easier said than done, but we'll see if they can even make things difficult for KD. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses. and not what we're accustomed to seeing from him at all from the free throw line.
And Reed has it in the corner.
2 minutes.
Pass to Sunvolt.
2 minutes.
Now here's McDaniel. From outside, off the mark. To the inside. One-on-one fast break. And Towns throws it down.
Tell you what, going end to end, Towns may not always look like he's moving fast, but he's gobbling up some ground in a hurry. And some of that is his stride. That fella's got some big feet, too.
And Scoot Henderson picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. 1:33 left to play here in the first. Outside, KD. Just 5 to shoot. Down low, tipped away, and stolen by Mobley.
That was clearly a forced pass. There was no room for him to make it.
Smart read on defense. Mobley has a great feel for when to go for the basketball.
Here's Sunvolt, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. The Cavaliers trail by 4. The kick out to Towns. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. Towns has got 5.
And, you know, we know he has this shot in his bag. I mean, Towns enjoys going right back at the opponent with the 3 ball.
Here's Sunvolt. 5 points in the game. Screen by McDaniel. Back to Reed. Pass to Durant. Clock at 4. Over Thibault. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Outside, Towns. Out left to the wing. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Timberwolves on top, up by 1. And the second quarter about to get started. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
Tough 2 from Durant. Greg, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
And it's Towns missing. Timberwolves leading by 3. KD with it. Now guarded by Towns. Inside. Reed. And Reed throws it down.
That's what you want to see. Reed playing big in there.
Here's Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points.
A lot of bounceability there, guys. I mean, well above the rim. That's what makes him dangerous.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Mobley misses. Timberwolves leading by 7. Pick by Reed. To the left wing. Pass to Sunvolt. Over Ball. Excellent D there from Ball.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lane.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniel said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. To the middle. Here's Towns. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's Sunvolt. Screen by McDaniel. And Reed has it in the corner. Lays it up off the glass. Reed got the lead up to 9 now for Minnesota.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
1:49 left in the second quarter. When Naz Reid is out there, Clark, spacing the floor is a real asset for him.
For sure, and, you know, he really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because he can score from anywhere on the floor, and he's got great size and strength. And he does the little things, too. I mean, you look at his points and rebounds, but this guy gets deflections. He goes after loose balls. He gets you extra possessions on the glass. He steps in and takes charge. I mean, he does all the little and big things.
Screen by Jones. Now Dillingham got a piece of it. Here's Gobert. Tries again. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Gobert down low. And another shot. With 1 on the clock. And it's good on the layup. Gobert's got his first points of the night.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
A prolific inside scorer since his first day in the league. Towns gets the job done down low.
High post, Gobert. Takes it off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 9.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And the dunk by Towns.
Leaving no doubt on that one. The explosiveness of Towns, really powerful.
Here's Dillingham. Mobley with the block.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here. Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
No good from Clark. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Timberwolves lead 5-5. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Pass to Hunter. Left side, Towns. Just 5 on the clock. Now, Mobley. Back to Towns. With the clock winding down. Reed with the block.
Great denial by Reed. Boundless energy he brings.
Outside, KD. Pass to Sunvolt. Back to KD. Shot from the top of the key. Mobley with the rebound. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. And that one's good. Towns.
One of the all-time shooting bigs. Towns is a marksman from deep.
Outside Durant. And Paul with the block. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Outside Durant. Katie, so efficient in there.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Pass to Towns. And here is Mobley. It's good.
Strong finish by Mobley. He is a load to handle.
The Cavaliers have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight. He throw good, Mobley. There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
Both teams will make substitutions. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Cleveland. 4-point game. Pass to Henderson. The kick out to Towns. Towns, the screen. 4 on the shot clock. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of this shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. Mobley misses.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of foul.
Here he goes. The Cavaliers pull it in. There's 1:54 left to play in the third. The kick out to Towns. To the paint. And Mobley throws it down.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
Down low. Pass to McDaniels. Now here's Gobert. Covered by Mobley. Offensive rebound. And finished off by Gobert.
Stay clear of Gobert on the dunk now. The force he goes to the rim with is mighty.
Towns with it. Back to Henderson. Pass to Towns. To the middle. It's stolen by Dort. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And finished off by McDaniel.
It's always fun when you can get ahead of the play like McDaniels did there to finish off the break.
There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Mobley. Gobert pulls it in. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Substitution on the court. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Dillingham with it. Still yet to score. And the slam dunk by Dillingham.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that number.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Towns hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
They have not attempted as many threes here in the second half, which I'm scratching my head about. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Here's Dillingham. The three for DiVincenzo. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And they get it to double digits just as we get set for the final quarter here. That three could be a killer.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Minnesota leading by 11, and the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That'll be his second foul of the game. So it's Minnesota now. Inside. Here's Gobert. That's in, coming off the assist from KD.
Clearly the strength of Gobert's game. Tough cover down low.
Henderson outside. Cavaliers moving the ball around. No problems knocking that one down. And it's 9 points for Evan Mobley.
Yeah, the first half was one to deep six or forget. But in the second half, he's looked a lot better.
That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
Outside, Towns. Shoots over McDaniel. Count that one for Mobley. Mobley's got 9 points here in the second half.
Sometimes basketball is a simple game. Get that ball to Evan Mobley inside, and good things will happen.
And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That's his third foul of the game. Here's Sunvold. Here's Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
Gobert filling up all the stat categories in this one. What a well-rounded player.
Pass to Towns. Here's Mobley. And McDaniels with the block.
The length of McDaniels, a big factor at both ends. Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
A high-effort brand of defense has been paying off for them in this one. They've managed to either block or alter a ton of their opponent's shots.
They've been pounding any miss on the glass and cashing in on the offensive boards. I've been impressed with that aspect of their game.
The Cavaliers trailed by 10. Here's Ball. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
And he's got great speed, Ball does. This guy is really good at finding ways to slither through the defense.
Gobert. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And he comes up with the deuce. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
To the inside. Here's Mobley. Gobert pulls it in.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you're scratching your head with how do you defend a guy like Durant. I mean, his length, his speed, ball handling, all allow him to draw fouls easily.
And so he's able to get one of two. Cleveland now, time running out. Towns, the screen. Henderson, no one around him. Pass to Mobley. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by McDaniels.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
1:51 left here in the fourth quarter. Timberwolves leading by 9. Here's Gobert. Knocked loose. Towns with the steal. And here we go with Henderson. Yep, that one goes in there.
There's the basketball mind of Henderson working. Stayed ahead of the play for the score.
And there's the call on Ty Jerome. That's his first foul. Here's Sunvold. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter. 2 points. That one goes. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
KD on the wing. Connects from three-point range. And now a 12-point Timberwolves lead.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Timberwolves.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference and earned them the W.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief two-game.
I tell you what, no matter how brief it is, anytime you can get a season series sweep, you're happy.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Rudy Gobert.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Now here's McDaniels. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan, joined at the broadcast table by Greg Anthony and Coach Dan Van Gundy. And as always, we'll hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. Last outing for Minnesota, the loss to Philadelphia. Pass to Williams. And here is Bridges. Clock at 6. To the middle. The kick out to Williams. Misses off the left iron. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And now the Timberwolves on the break. There's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. I got a few minutes with the Hornets head coach. During our talk, I asked Coach what makes Kevin Durant one of the best scorers ever. He told me it's insane that a 7-footer has that much skill. Kevin truly is one of a kind. No one can stop him one-on-one. We need a team effort. Of course, KD's going to the Hall of Fame, and he's still giving opponents nightmares late in his career. Guys?
Thanks, David. Here's Sunvold. He gets that one. Sunvold's got 6.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And, Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
Here's Sunvold. He has 6. From beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Screen by McDaniel. Outside for Durant. It's stolen by Green. Here's Miller. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Durant wide open. He fires. No good with the triple. Hornets trail by 5. Pass to Williams. They kick it out to Green. Back to Williams. 5 on the clock. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 1:57 left to play in the first quarter. Inside, here's Durant. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And we're so used to seeing KD light it up from outside. Found great positioning and then delivers.
And it's Miller with the jam.
And offensively, Miller is terrific on the perimeter, but he can also play above the rim as well.
Here's Sunvold. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
All alone, and he goes right over Miles Bridges and slams it down.
Got to be careful around Durant and his active hands. His defensive instincts are pretty strong as well.
And now Minnesota on the fast break. Williams with the block. To the paint. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Pick by Reed. Here's the 3. A nice shot by KD. KD's got 7.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Here's Miller. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Back to Ball. On the wing, Williams. Charlotte moving it around. Miller, no luck.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
Well, they're playing with great pace, pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
On top of that, they're creating turnovers and taking advantage by converting on the offensive end.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
David, just like you. Thanks so much. Pass to DiVincenzo. Hands it from downtown. DiVincenzo's got himself on the board with 3 there. You coach Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But do you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet? There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Well, it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Clark with a wide-open look. Gobert. Diabate grabs the board.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Screen by Smith. Here's man. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for 1 more at the line.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
For Charlotte, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
To the inside, picked off in midair. And now here comes Jones leading the break, and they pick up 2. Jones has got his first points in this one.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Lays it up off the glass. Jones has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Down low. Here's Diabate.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Pass to DiVincenzo. 1:53 left now here in the second. Back to Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
Yeah, nice timing in the pick and roll. Gobert finishing the job.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He's ready to talk things through with the team. So both teams making some changes here. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Charlotte Hornets. They trail by 16.
Substitution on the court.
Lobbed up there for Miller. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
It's hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. To the inside. Williams. Missed inside. Timberwolves leading by 16. To the middle. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Outside for Durant. There's the triple. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Outside, Ball. Pass to Miller. Fires from way outside. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Sunvolt. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Bridges outside. Miller surveying the floor. Stolen. KD on the wing. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and Greg efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again? KD is right at the top of that list.
Pulls up on the elbow. Reed with the rebound.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
Last year, coach, as you know, the Timberwolves making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that equaled their deepest run in team history, dropping that series to the Mavs. Minnesota has never been to the finals, one of 5 franchises who've yet to get there.
You know, Stan, it sometimes seems that coaches get themselves ejected on purpose to fire up their team. Am I on the right track there or not?
Well, Kevin, certainly it happens with some guys. There have certainly been guys, Jerry Sloan, Don Nelson, who would do some of that.
How about you? How about you?
Now, Kevin, you know me. All I've always ever tried to do was help the referees because we all just want to get to the right call, and I could help them in that way.
Yeah, you did all the time.
As much as I could, but they were not receptive.
Pass to Williams. Wide open look. Buries the jump shot. Williams has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And when it comes to moving the ball, LaMelo is unreal. Can make any pass in the book.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman J.D. McDaniel said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. Bridges outside. 6 on the shot clock. Lobbed up there for Miller. Stolen by Dort. Out to Miller. From the arc. Reed with the rebound.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
On the wing, Green. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Ball. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
LaMelo using that body control there, making a play off contact.
2 minutes.
Over to the wing. Pass to Sunvold. A minute 50 left to play here in the third. Comes up empty, and he's now 5 for 8. Stolen by Dort. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Goes up. Finishes the break with a slam.
Such a sharp defensive player. Dort pressures the ball and enforces the turnover.
Here's Williams. And the layup's good off the glass. Williams has got 4 points this quarter.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
Both teams deciding to change it up. We've got 1:23 left in the third. He takes it in.
Hornets foul. Salon. First personal foul. Second team foul.
1:14 left in the third. Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
I mean, could this be any easier for Gobert? The rim is right there for him.
Now, man. Diabate's shot is good.
Tossing a pass to the interior. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint.
Pass to Gobert. Kicks it out to Jones. No good from outside. Here's Okogie. Still yet to score. Man with it. Here's Salon. Over Jones. Just 5 to shoot. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Here's Diabate. No good on the triple. Dillingham with it.
Charlotte foul call.
The Timberwolves have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Personal foul.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
At the line for the Timberwolves, Rudy Gobert.
And Gobert drops them both. Just 4 seconds left here in the third quarter. For 3, Okogie. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. In recent history, GA, we've seen some so-called redshirt rookies really thrive in their first season.
Oh, great call, partner. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, the latest, were all forced to sit out their first year, but they got to be around the team, soak up as much knowledge as possible, and you can't really argue with the result.
And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Well, they've won the battle of transition buckets, and those easy points have helped them build this lead.
Yeah, they did a great job of controlling the pace throughout the game and keeping the defense on their heels.
They set the pick. Smith with it. Jones covering. Diabate's shot is good.
The defense gave him a little space, and he took advantage.
Pass to Gobert. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Chalk up 2 there.
Too much. Rudy Gobert can take a lot of contact down low.
Here's Diabate. Defended by Gobert. Now, man. Charlotte moving it around. Shot clock at 5. Okogie misses. To the paint. That's slammed in by Jones.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Charlotte calls timeout. Now, here's Ball. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all?
Outside for Durant. Inside. And down it goes. Done through off a wonderful assist.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
Pass to Miller. This one for 3. Tracks in the train.
A huge reason Miller went so high in the draft is 3-point stroke. It's exactly what you want in a wing.
Outside Durant. Puts up a deep 3. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
1:33 left in the fourth quarter of this one.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Timberwolves.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series.
Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible. An aggressive move by McDaniels, a guy who keeps growing his game.
Here's Ball. Out to Miller. Back to Ball. Five to shoot. Miller outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. .32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The shot by McDaniels, no good. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Here's Sunvold. from deep three-point land. The shot comes out. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking